Candlelit Conversations, episode 2. I'm your host, Cassius, and who am I here with?
Hi, I'm Yana. I'm 27. Nice to meet you.
My name is Mani, and I'm 25.
I'm sorry.
Hey, so first question, you guys. How do you feel about... Do you think women can have male friends that are not trying to have sex with them? Yes or no? Anybody want to take it from me? Because I honestly do not think that women can have male friends. If you look very good, it's going to be hard. It's tempting. And that can be from life experience or just, how it is. So anybody want to talk about that? I can keep going till I trigger somebody. I can keep talking.
I say yes. You can have male friendships without it turning anything other than platonic. It's as simple as that. As far as like setting boundaries, you have to set boundaries and instill those boundaries because you want to build a relationship with male friends without having to worry that, they're going to ruin a relationship that you have or that they're going to reveal some feelings that, is going to ruin that friendship. I feel like you want to have lifelong friends. Do you want to have lifelong friends with the same genders? You got to build that relationship up. It takes trust. It takes intention. It's like, what do you want to do with this? You want to fuck it up or do you want to keep this going? Because we can keep it going or you can fuck it up.
So say you found your ideal guy and he said, I don't want you to have any male friends. Are you cutting them off for him?
That's a conversation to be had because, if I'm cutting them off, let's have a deep conversation. What insecurity do you have about this friendship for me to cut them off? Because I've had this friendship for 7+ years, right? You're just not coming into my life. I'm being as honest as I can possibly be with you, that I'm here for you, that is my friend. What do you expect me to do? Say that best friend or whoever it is in a relationship, right? Do you still want me to cut them off? Or if they're single, do you still want me to cut them off? What is that trigger for you so that I can try to make sure I can fix that? But cutting them off entirely, that's just an insecurity that you got to get over, baby. We have to have friendships out here. We have to have individual lives. Simple as that.
Okay. So I got to speak for the gentleman. So if I have to speak for the gentleman, I got to say, a friendship with a guys are only going to think how they think they self. So if I'm a friend with a beautiful girl, it's some type of, unless it's strictly business and I'm keeping it that way on purpose, I don't have women friends. I'm going to be honest with you. And you could say that's because it just never really worked out, because my only childhood friend that was a woman, we never did it, but we kind of clashed heads because she was attracted to me and so on and so forth. So we couldn't do business, really. And so as a man, just outside looking in, a lot of guys, I wouldn't say it's insecurity. I would say it's more security because I would say it's more insecurity if they're afraid to tell you. If they're afraid. So I'm a guy, you my girl, and I'm like, I don't really want you hanging with this guy that's not gay. I don't really want you hanging with this guy, but I'm not going to really tell you because I'm afraid to lose you. I'm afraid to make you upset. I don't want to, I still want to get sex tonight. So I'm not going to upset you. Now, I would say a guy that's more secure would be like, yeah, baby, I don't want you hanging with this dude. I don't want you to have no male friends unless he's gay and and he's outward gay, and then that's whole nother subject to where if, girls should have, if gay male friends take away from your relationship with the guy that you, possibly want. That's a whole nother subject. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but that's my stance on it, if that paints the picture. I'm going to give the floor to somebody else.
Okay, so The original question was, can women and men be friends?
Yeah, platonically, two good-looking people
Well, I would start by saying that looks are subjective, right? So, with that being said, yeah, I believe that they can be friends. And two, it also depends on if you value the relationship of women and whether or not you itemize them. So if you feel like someone is capable of holding a friendship outside of just sex and they're a woman, then yes, you can. Because I have plenty of male friends.
Okay. So do you think that the first statement you said was like looks are subjective?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that there is a global, this girl look good anywhere you go? She look good in China, she look good in Africa, she look good in America, she look good anywhere she go. You don't believe that there's a universal look to a woman and to a man?
No. No. Not fully, no. Like some people, there's a spectrum. Some people might be higher on the spectrum, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you look good in Cincinnati, you might not look good in Miami.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That's a point. But don't try to play our Cincinnati.
I mean, like, I'm from Cincinnati, but I'm being real. Like, I'm not a BBL Betty, so.
Nah. Yeah. And but see, them BBL baddies gonna attract a certain type of man, and then the natural gonna attract a certain type of man as well.
And that's true. I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm just saying my original point is like certain areas you might pull. Like I would say all of us in a certain area probably be the coldest people that they possibly seen. Like just depends where you are. Mm-hmm. It's subjective.
Okay, so I'm gonna argue that there is a global look. You know, if Beyonce, wherever Beyonce goes, she look good to majority. I'm not gonna say everybody because but majority is what I'm arguing for. The majority of men gonna think Beyonce look good. Halle Berry when she was in her prime looked good. We can keep naming Alicia Keys. You know what I'm saying? And then guys, I bet y'all would name some guys that probably look good to a lot of girls universally.
And I would say I agree with Beyonce. She is a whole package to me. But the next person might be like, no, I want someone who is... Don't she got a song saying something about Becky with the good hair? Like, what if somebody wants Becky with the good hair and not Beyonce? So it's subjective. But at the same time, she is cold to me. But that's not even the focal point. The focal point is that looks are subjective. And if you feel like two good-looking people probably can't be together, it pushes me back to my original point of it depends on whether or not you are the value that you might see in a woman.
Okay.
So I've had that. I'm not going to say I had a problem, but like even when I date, I have male friends that are relatively close to me. I have some that I talk to weekly. And sometimes we go through phases of talking all the time depending on where we are in life. But with that being said, I've had discretions for people. Like I have a best friend that's a male. I've known him for years. He's not going nowhere right now. You're iffy. And I didn't say it obviously that rude, but you got to clean it up when you're talking to your man. But nonetheless, it's like facts are facts. He's proven himself. He's been here for eons. I just met you. We're trying to see if we can make it there. So why would I cut off somebody that's proven their loyalty to me prior to you? I don't even know where you are. And if you're that... What word am I looking for? If temptation gets to you like that, then you probably won't be here that long if you think like that off rip to me.
Okay. So I want to say, women, I'm not saying that you can't have a platonic friend, that there aren't platonic friends, but let me just be frank with y'all, okay? Here we go. Across the board, a guy, if he had it his way, guess what he gonna say? He gonna be like, if he had it his way, if he could just talk frank to y'all without drying it up or nothing like that, if he could just talk frank, this is what he gonna say. I want my woman faithful to me. I don't want her to have no male friends. I don't even want her to have too many single women friends. I want to be able to move how I want to move, but I want to, I want those basic things. So now, so with that being said, and guys in the comments, tell me if I'm lying, but you got something to say?
The response is, he is not the one for me.
So if you're checking all your boxes,
he ain't checking all the boxes then. At that point, there's a box left unchecked. Like, no, that won't work.
The box is X.
Okay, so I said about 4 things. So which one is like a no-go that y'all saying, he
The
not for me?
no-go is all of it. I feel like there's no control you will have over me as far as my individual self and what I do with my friendships. Like, if I tell you to cut off a woman in your life, it is because I have substantial proof that she needs to be cut off. I have seen vibes, messages, looks. There's enough. As a woman intuition, we can say that. I feel like a guy saying that is very much different, because like what purpose do you have to tell me that I have to cut them off? Can you name the things that you said again? Because I am very forgivable.
Nah, you said enough. Can I respond to what you said? Okay, so do you guys really understand guys' nature? Like, if I had to say a guy's nature, I would say that we're competitive, we're territorial.
I'm not a guy, so I mean, I'm gonna
With
be
those
like,
2 things, I said we competitive, we're territorial. So if okay, let me stop playing. You want to know if a guy like you? He gonna say, I don't want you hanging around them. I'm gonna have standards for you. I got boundaries for you. He's setting things up, letting you know what he, and nobody's your dad. Nobody wants to not holding a gun to your head. It's just like, if a guy presents it as if, these are my boundaries, these are my standards, you do what you want to do, but if you want to be with me, this is what I prefer. Now, if a guy does not put those standards and boundaries upon you, he don't really care about you. He don't really care about you. Now, if I care about this woman, I'm going to say, okay, babe, standards, boundaries, because men are territorial. So if you say you come across the guy to check all your boxes, and he got a boundary or a standard that's just, I don't want you to have any male friends that are heterosexual, that's going to be normal. That's going to be the norm, especially probably the type of guy that you would like. And we could change the subject if I...
Not quite yet.
Okay, man. Okay.
Just one more comment. But I would say I understand that men are territorial and everyone has boundaries, so I'm not upset about that. But there's a thin line between boundaries and control, if you ask me. Also, everyone has free will. Now, with saying that, I will also say that, you have to have trust. And you probably shouldn't be with somebody you can't trust to be around men, because you're not going to be there 24/8. So you need to have someone that, if they're in a room with someone else, can I trust them to still represent me in the right manner? Mm-hmm. And that's just how I feel. So if you can't trust me with someone I've known for 10 plus years before I met you, then you might have a trust issue. Not trying to project or, do anything like that, but there's a big chance that you do. And I think any relationship of any level needs trust. If not, it's going to be conflict. Because I should be able to do the same thing with you. If you have a female friend, I'm not going to say female, if you have a woman friend, then I will hope that everything is okay there. And then when I see that it's not, I'm going to do what I need to do, which is remove myself from the situation. But I can't control you necessarily. So if you decide to wake up one day and want to cheat, just know that I will exit stage left. But nonetheless, you have that free will to have friendships.
Oh, so we seeping into all kind of conversations. So let me ask you, if you have the one and he cheats, you out of there?
Yes.
Throwing it away?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So you don't believe,
yes.
So you think that guys are monogamous, not polygamous?
I don't like this because people try to lean towards the whole naturally men, if you look into there was a point in time that men have more than one wives, and in the Animal King, they do whatever the hell.
I'm saying that naturally,
what are your points with being
it's
polygamous?
Still in us. So men, we want to have sex with a lot of beautiful women,
Okay, what I would say to that
and
is,
we wanna commit to one.
what I would say to that is,
Usually.
that's not commitment if you're going to be dipping and dabbing everywhere. A, and B,
Being
I
able
would
to
say
protect you, die for you, provide for you,
You
start
also-
a legacy with you, give you my last name. We ain't gonna do that with everybody.
I already have a last
We
name
ain't
at
gonna
that
do
point.
that with everybody.
But you're not a catch if you're doing that. I think men need to realize that. So
Well, I
maybe a
believe that
woman
men
that's
aren't the
insecure.
catch. I believe that women the catch and men are the prize.
What am I winning if everyone else had you?
So if you find a man that checks all your boxes,
You're not checking my
that's a
box if you're
prize.
cheating, stressing me out.
But my argument, no, I don't condone it. I don't condone it. But my argument is, men are only as faithful as their options. So if you got a
I
average,
have options. I'm not fucking everybody.
all girls have options.
Women, yes.
Women, sorry, ladies, especially if you're beautiful.
So with that being said, I can say the same thing, but here I am with self-control and respect.
But
Self-respect.
see, we're not the same as far as women and men. So you
That's an
a
excuse.
female, I'm a male, and so I would say that, and this is great, back and forth, and I would say that, because hey, men, if you're average, you might not have that many options to go out and.
Average men cheat too,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
they do. That's what I'm saying. So-
Unfortunately, you
so
think they
if-
ugly, so you're safe, but that's not the case all the time.
like somebody.
Somebody subjective beauty.
But in here in 2025, it's like a lot of these guys, it's them flip-flop, where back in the day, it's more women that are virgins and got the least bodies. Now it's guys that are the virgins and got minimum bodies than the women.
Can we fact check that?
We could somehow, but chat, tell me if I'm lying. Yeah, they
He's
gonna
lying.
tell me. They gonna tell me. They gonna tell us.
Also, I would say if you're going to make that point about the whole like natural thing, you should pick and choose whether or not you want to be a human or compared to an animal, because that's what animals do.
What's that?
The whole thing where you're talking about like it's in our bloodline naturally, like
Oh, yeah,
men are
like-
like lions,
like
whatever the hell
biology.
y'all be trying to say. It's like you're a human
Nah, I didn't say nothing about
being.
the lions, but I got you.
But I've heard that too.
Yeah,
with
I
that
know what you're
saying.
saying.
Have you heard that thing?
Yeah,
say
where they
that?
compare the
So it's like, are
Yeah.
you a man or are you an animal?
right,
Right.
but there are some here similarities, I would say, but I mean,
We don't want that though. We want to
right.
here.
So yeah, I'll just argue for the men. You got something? I'm not gonna argue for the animals. I'm gonna argue for the men.
You gotta pick one. Are you?
I forgot.
You got no problem. Yeah.
You can either move on or you can I
Okay.
don't know if you still have a response to it.
Okay, yeah, we going back and forth pretty well. So okay, we can change it. Here we go. In a marriage, are we partners, or is it more responsibility, an agreement, an arrangement, a relationship? Because I hear women, they say partners, but in all actuality, if you have a leader, you're not necessarily partners. There's somebody that's got to wear the pants. Somebody that's got to have, you got to get on somebody's program, and that's what men want. So the topic is it partners or is it more of like an obligation, responsibility, and things of that sort?
That question's a little, I don't know. I feel like it's all of the above. In a marriage, I'm not married. Obviously, waiting. But I'm not married, but I would say in a marriage, yes, we're partners. Yes, it is an obligation to make sure we treat each other respectfully, make sure we're happy, we're taking care of our things. Yes, like we're each other's partners, so yes, it's a partnership. Like, sure, we can follow a program, but as far as whose program we're following, it's going to be each other's, because in a marriage, I know the word subjective is going to come up a lot in this conversation because it is subjective. Some woman might want a man to have all the control, right? Some woman wants to probably share that control with another man, and a man probably doesn't want to have all that control. He wants to give that control up to that woman. There are different types of authorities in a relationship and in a marriage. You cannot possibly say in all the marriages in the world, the man is in control. Fuck no. Fuck no. Exactly. So whose program are they following? Not the man's.
Question for you. Would you say that most women would want the man to be in control?
I can't speak for most women. I can only speak for me. Brain.
Okay, if somebody was like, you think if somebody was holding a gun to your head, I'm sorry, I had to do it. If somebody was holding a gun to your head and you had to be right, it was either majority of women want the man to be in control or the majority of women don't. Which one would you say?
At this point in life, speaking on 2025, the way, I'm going to be honest, the way Trump has treated the women in this country, I don't think any woman wants the man to have the control. Have you heard about Project 2025? That women, marriage, women have to have permission to vote from their husbands. Don't that sound bonkers to you?
It could sound bonkers to some, but to others, they might say, well, women don't have to go fight in wars. So they would be like, it might be even. That might be.
That's that woman's choice. If she wants to go fight in that war. If she signs up and she says,
but it's
yes,
it's not a man's choice, though. If they tell you got to go to war, you got to go to war.
Did he sign up for the war?
No. If this is how it is in America, if I'm not mistaken, you have to go to war. A man has to go to war. He ain't got no choice. He'll go to jail.
That.
Right, so
that's a different point.
My point was different.
Yeah, I would only say that it was different because you were referencing getting drafted and how a man has no choice, but
with voting. Because she had mentioned
with you said if a man has to go to war. Yeah.
Right, but I only said that because she mentioned voting, like saying that a wife can only vote if the husband allows it.
Right.
So some people would, you said if that is that bonkers. Some people would think that's bonkers. Some people would think that's even because y'all can't go to war. Like y'all don't have to go to war.
Right, and that's my point that I'm making. Like, you only have to go to war if we have to get to that point of drafting. But we know every 4 years, and then in between the 4 years that we have to vote. So this is something that's going to be guaranteed. A war is a possibility. I mean, more realistic now, but it depends on who we have in. But when was the last time that we've actually had a drafting for war?
I'm not up on it.
When was the last time we had to vote? So it's like, it depends. It's more frequent. So it is important that I feel like it's important for me to have mine. Plus, I will also argue that in our community, women are more involved in politics.
Okay. So question, since you got the mic, how do you feel about the partners versus it being a relationship, an agreement, an arrangement? Is it really partners?
I think it's a combination. And it is subjective, like she said before. Like, every relationship is different. Like, sounds like for you, you would want to wear the pants fully, and you wouldn't want your woman
But is that not what women want?
Depends on the
A
woman.
leader? You don't want a leader?
I want a leader, but a thin line. Again, I want a leader, but I don't want you just.
Why is that thing? You said trust. You was talking about trust earlier. You talking about
absolutely
a thin
right. If I'm going to
line.
have a leader, I need to trust that you're going to lead me correctly and not to hell.
So why is it a thin? It should be thick. That line should be thicker than a food.
Because why would I trust the person that's a cheater to lead me?
Okay, so I argue that.
That's me going into your point. My original answer was that it is subjective and it's a combination depending on the relationship and what the outcome is they want. And I would also say that in this economy, like you start bringing up our current state in politics, there's probably a good chance that if someone is married right now, especially if they work in corporate, that you might have to depend on your wife financially.
For sure.
Because you know what, if you get, I don't have to deal with that in my field, but a lot of people get, my mind just went blank. What is that? Divorce? When you lose that is so sad.
Downgrade.
Yes, laid off.
All that type of stuff.
Yeah, so that is beyond sad. I just went blank. But yeah, some people get laid off, especially if you're corporate. So let's say that you're a corporate man, you have your wife, y'all both have nice established careers, because I would assume that you wouldn't want to get with a bum.
As far as a man?
You specifically.
Oh, me specifically?
Yes.
Me specifically, I can mention that.
Do you want an established woman, yes or no? Or a woman that's not a bum, yes or no?
I want to talk about the majority of men.
But can you do this
just for shits and giggles?
Not for shits and giggles, but for my point.
Right.
Like, even if it's majority of men, would you agree that? Well, I'm not gonna lie, y'all wouldn't mind.
Well, let me answer it. Can I answer it? It's not gonna be a yes or no though. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
If she's beautiful,
It doesn't matter.
well, I'm not. If she's beautiful and she's feminine and she's peaceful and supportive and agreeable and not combative and stuff,
It doesn't matter.
it don't matter.
You know
Because I
what?
pay my own bills. And
That's-
she can come on in.
You're right. You're right about that. I've
And that's
heard
what I
that.
would prefer.
So the guy friends that you said women shouldn't have, my guy friend did say it doesn't matter what a woman has, but if she look good, a dude probably will.
And that's much. But see, even my stance on it is the majority of guys is what I'm arguing.
And
So we all territorial. So everything correlates. Like going back with the friends, I told y'all, I ain't gonna lie. They gonna say it in the comments or whatever. If you a guy and you like a girl, we don't want you around no men, no heterosexual men. Ain't no such thing as no friends. Friends? No, if he don't care about you, do what you want to. Have all the friends you want. Come to me on Thursdays or what's our day? You know? But if I'm really into you, standards, boundaries, preferences, them come into effect. That's how you know if a guy really like you.
So can I ask you the same question, but flip it? Like if a woman checked off every single box, but she had male friends, you're not gonna, not combative, not whatever you just listed. Every single thing that you
would
wanted.
be combative. Cause I'm gonna let her know. but I'm saying like, yeah, I couldn't take her all the way serious. Because
Borderline love her.
It's
like you like, I think this really is the one.
I don't think it could get to that point because if she's not following in line with the standards and boundaries up front, because I'm gonna let it be known up front, you know what I'm saying? Then I can never let myself get to that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm telling her, you know, the male friends, I'm not with that, cut them off.
So do you think that because of how you are as a man?
I think that's men in general.
So do y'all think that because of how y'all are as a man?
All men are territorial. When we really like something,
But
we cuff it.
pushing further into like, you basically saying there's no way that a man could be friends with a woman if you have your girl. There's no way that she can have a male friend because I see what I see. He should be seeing the same thing. So she's attractive, right? He has to be attracted to her. There's no way they can be friends. Is that what you're saying? Is that the reason why they can't be friends?
Because they're attractive?
Yeah.
That plays a major part.
Is that it?
Is that it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's it, but that would be a bulk of it. A big bulk.
So again, is
Like
it
I don't want my girl to be naive. Like even if she's arguing with me saying, oh, this guy, he's cool, he just wants me. Yeah. You call that dude late night and say, hey, I'm lonely. Pull up, like if you gave him the chance, the majority of men is gonna take it. That chance, that vulnerable chance. It ain't even gotta be vulnerable, whatever it is they gonna take that chance. Come on. If you look as good, come on.
So as you said, the majority, don't you think that like, what if it's like that other? Mm-hmm. Like what if she's friends with those other group of men that aren't like that? You still gonna say no?
Even if a guy agrees to it and say, okay, like just to not, he's still gonna want you not to. Guys still don't want that to happen. They're not gonna want that to happen. So
Okay, I got you.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, you got something to say to that?
I'm about to say anything.
Because
I just want to ask, is there any other comments that we have? Because I can't accept his response as a legitimate response speaking for all men, because I know for a fact there's going to be a man out there, not far, within a mile, that is going to accept a woman having male friends because...
Oh, of course. Because you got simps out here, and I'm sorry, that's a buzzword, bzz, whatever, but...
Trigger.
Whatever you want to say though. But yeah, it's gonna be a guy that be like, I'm gonna drink your dirty bath water. Yeah. But guess what? In return, for it to work, that girl gotta love my dirty drawers or their dirty drawers. If I'm willing to drink your dirty bath water, you gotta love my dirty drawers.
That sounds like a marriage.
That sounds like equal. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, of course, you're gonna have guys that's gonna, you know what they gonna do. They know they do all type of stuff out here. But the guys that you're probably attracted to and probably really want, these top-notch guys, they all think the same. We all pretty, it's all pretty much the same. You got outliers, but majority, we competitive, we territorial. If we really like you, we don't want you messing with nobody else. We want predictability.
I need another option of a guy.
Oh my gosh. All right. We changing the topic. Here we go. Men sacrifice happiness. Do y'all wanna cut and take a break, or we keep going? Keep going? All right. Y'all good?
Wait, Eli, do you want to join?
Okay. All right, here we go. So this is the next one. And it'll probably be one or two more topics if y'all cool with that. All right, men sacrifice happiness for family. Women sacrifice family for happiness.
Oh my gosh. Both sounds brutal. Men sacrifice happiness for family, and women sacrifice family for happiness.
So you want me to get into it before, or you got something to say?
Yeah, I need you to get into it. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So that's a statement because you can look at the divorce rate. Like the divorce rate, I think, is like women are the majority that divorce the men. It's like they initiate over 70% of the divorces. I want to say it's probably in the 80s, but I'm gonna just play it cool. 70% of divorces. So that's the majority, and I forget the reason. It's like financial reasons or something like that, most likely, or something. I'm pretty sure. If that's not the first one, it's the second one. And a lot of times you hear women say, they be like, "Oh, I was unhappy, I was miserable," things of that sort. But I argue, if you ever talk to somebody that's been together over 30, 40 years, married, they not always happy. They not always in love, I would almost always say.
So what's to say that the man specifically is sacrificing his happiness for that family? He could be sacrificing his family for happiness, meaning sacrificing that relationship with his family and his wife, cheating for happiness, fucking that whoever, you know what I'm saying? That right there can be an example of fucking up a marriage on a man's behalf because he's not sacrificing his happiness for family. But on the other hand, I mean, it can happen both ways. I don't know. That question. I feel like this question specifically, it's too versatile. It's really too versatile to answer that specifically because it's so easy to sacrifice anything for anything. I mean, it depends on the person. Again, the word subjective. It is subjective on that person and their standards and their values of what they value most. Do you value your family or do you value being out on these streets?
So here we go. Great response. And this is what I got to say to that. What is the difference between a wife and a side chick? I don't want to say hoe, I can say hoe, but what's the difference between a wife and a side chick? I would say.
I'm not married, I don't know.
I would say.
Got an answer?
I would say.
I don't have them, so you have to tell me.
Okay, here you go. I might go on a little rant, but let me try to get through it. Because it's gonna paint the picture, right? You got a couple. This guy is in his prime, he got motion. This girl is in her prime, she's sought after. She 20, 24, 25. This guy, 30, 31, 32, got a house, got a car, got a business. They meet. They get married. The guy had options. The girl had options. But the guy, with his options, has to stop, dealing with those women. As far as, same with the girl, but with the guys. But my point is this. A wife gonna stick around, not gonna throw it in his face Let me paint the whole picture. You might have to edit this out, Rave. Started from right here, matter of fact. Okay, here's the scenario. Guy in his prime, girl in his prime. They meet in a club. Fast forward, they get married. Okay, they have 2 kids. They have a family. She got the last name. They got the family, the 2 kids, everything. House, car, everything. They get in an argument one night. He supposedly cheating. What does the wife? What does the girl supposed to do? I just want to know, what would you do in that situation, and then I'm gonna go in a little bit more.
Well, I'm gonna say again, I'm not a wife, but I feel like even if it was a relationship, I feel like that's a conversation to be had as far as why did you cheat? What was the reasoning? What caused you and pushed you to cheat?
Are you leaving? Or are you staying?
Like if you got 2 kids, I mean, it's. I don't know.
Okay. What would you?
Yeah, I don't know.
What about you? You leaving or staying? Is it that simple?
Knowing me, if I stayed, we probably wouldn't be happy. So it'd be best that we split.
Okay.
If I'm being honest.
Okay. So this is okay. Thank you for your responses. So this is the difference between a wife and a side chick. I argue that a wife is gonna have that argument that night and leave it behind. She not gonna skip a beat. She not gonna throw it back up in his face. She not gonna go out there and try to do the same thing that he did, thinking that it's equal, because it's not, and that's another topic. But a wife is gonna stick around and not break the family. Because guess what? The only way you're gonna get this top-notch guy that had motion, that was in his prime, to be faithful to you is by doing exactly that. Because then he gonna see, oh, she bring too much value to the table. I don't want to mess up the family. Things of those sort. And for a top-notch guy like that, like a 20% top-notch guy, he's gonna have to literally say, okay, I'm being faithful. I choose to be monogamous. I choose to be monogamous. Because what I'm saying is, majority of guys, especially the ones that y'all like, these top 20% guys, they only are as faithful as their options, is what I'm arguing.
Do you want to go first, or?
And a lot of women, oh, here we go. I'm going to keep throwing stuff out. Y'all want me to keep talking? I keep going.
To say something.
Okay, but let me say this last thing.
Okay.
A lot of women, you go from one guy to the next. He could be the perfect guy for you. He could be all your check all your boxes. You go from one guy to the next because he had sex with another girl, but he don't give a shit about this girl. He actually give a shit about you. And this girl could fall off a cliff and he wouldn't lose no Z's, but he's still gonna die, protect, provide for you. So you basically going to the next guy that's gonna do the same thing as far as cheating.
Okay, so I hear how they say like every man's gonna cheat, so you might as well pick one. I don't care about that. The same way men try to say that they want a woman to be their piece, I would say I would want my dude to be mine, because I would have a headache if you're cheating. And then right now where things are, is too much going on out here to be with somebody just because of a ring and they're cheating. Now, you know, it's a lot of diseases and infections that go around, which I'm not, you know, that's not ideal for someone. A lot of people get that because they were cheated on or something happened, someone lied. Why would I sign up for that if that's not my reality? Just because I get a ring.
So
I don't understand that. Like, why would I risk my health for companionship?
So if he's
I have
not
friends.
So if he's not bringing back any STDs or any kids,
Hopefully. You don't know that if someone goes and cheat. If you meet somebody out in the club and it's just off the whim, you don't know what that person have. No one got tested before.
hypothetically.
And if you care about me and you're going to provide for me, why would you put me in harm's way? If you're going to die for me, why not keep me safe by not doing something like that? Because that like compromises someone's mental health, their physical health. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Like I said, I don't condone it, but this is my thing. This is what I'm trying to get at. The difference between men and women, here we go. The difference between men and women is this. Men will know what it takes to get a bad chick, and I'm just gonna say bad chick for lack of a better term. We'll know what it takes to get a bad chick. Go for something. Be confident. Have some money. You know, have some status. Be fit. Be confident. Be assertive. Those type of things. We'll know what it takes to get a girl. And the difference between men and women, if we don't do it, at the end of the day, we're not going to say, oh, we still want a bad chick. A girl, hear what it takes to get a man, hear a man's nature, understand how men, act, and then say, oh, it shouldn't be that way. That's not fair, or it shouldn't be that way. I'm still going to do me. I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. And then at the end of the day, they still expect a high value guy. I think that's the difference between us. So when we talking about these conversations and you say, oh, well, a guy steps out, a guy cheats, you would leave. Going back to what I originally said, I argue that all men explore their options. And I'm not saying some men aren't monogamous. They are. Some men are monogamous because they can't get no other action. To be frank, most men are monogamous because they can't get no other action. So if you have a man that it has options, he's only going to be faithful to you because he wants to be. Because you bring him so much value that he don't want to mess it up. And so all I'm saying is women that, especially if they got a family, that's going to break their family because a man is doing something that's kind of in his nature. That's what I'm arguing.
So why is it the woman's fault for a man cheating and breaking up? Like, why is it her fault why is she the reason why the family is spitting? I'm sorry, I'm just boggled.
Gotcha.
Why is it her fault that the family is being split when he did the action himself? She stayed, she was a wife, she took care of the kids.
I say that because the majority of marriages are initiated by women. That's
divorce is right, but the thing is, at that point, we're blaming the reactor, and that's not fair. And like you just said, women are going to say it's not fair, but like some things, it's the truth. It's not fair. So let's
go tick for tack.
I'm not trying to go tick for tack.
It's gonna be you gonna get it. You gonna get it. Watch this. Watch this. You gonna get it.
Okay, go ahead.
Tick for tack. It's not fair that men wanna have sex with a bunch of beautiful women. I don't think it's fair that a woman wants somebody that makes more money than them. I don't think it's fair that women want somebody that's strong and can protect them. Because maybe I can't protect you against this big football player or something. I don't know. Maybe it's not fair that women are hypergamous and she sees a better option. She's going to leave me and go for that better option. I don't think that's fair.
I can respond.
But guess what I got to do? I got to build myself up to be the best option.
Right.
So that's not fair. I got to,
Okay, so the first point you made was what now? You
said it's not.
Do you want to respond first or do you? Because I was going to pass it to you.
I want y'all to both have a mic, but since we just got one,
you can go to respond first.
I think it'll be cool.
The first thing that you said was, you said something. If you're going to say something, let me respond.
Okay, my bad.
One point you go with three. I had something for each one, but I forgot.
Okay, bet. So I can redo it. Here we go.
First point was what?
The first point was you said it's not fair that men cheat.
Point.
And I said, well, okay, it's not fair that men it's not fair that women go for the best option. Why can't you settle for an average guy?
But you're going for all the options. So what now?
But we only gonna die for one.
What if she was only gonna die for one?
I argue that if a woman cheats, she has lost respect. She has pretty much moved on. She likes the other guy. If a man cheats, we ain't lost no respect or love for you. We don't give a damn about that woman.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I just respect it after you cheat.
I just don't agree.
But what I'm saying is the vice versa. I'm sorry. The vice versa is if you cheat, you have lost respect. Say me and you are in a relationship. If you cheat on me, you lost some respect for me. If I cheat on you, I ain't lost no respect for you though. I still respect you. I still love you. I'm still gonna die for you. You still gonna be the mother of my kids. I'm.
I won't be. The babies are gone. Let's start there.
Damn, what you gonna do with the kids?
I'm just saying, if it's my choice still, before anything happened and something go down, let's say it's 1 week.
Oh.
That's all it's gonna be is 1 week. Like, y'all know what my vote was.
That's crazy.
I want my voice for men like that.
That's
clearly.
crazy. You had something?
Like, I'm getting out of there by all means. If you can't tell, I don't mind being single. I gotta settle for that. I'm okay.
Okay, you say that, but have you ever been in a nursing home? Have you ever been around around this person lonely, like about to on their bed?
You're gonna make me take us to church for a second, okay?
Don't nobody want to be lonely. That's not good.
But my thing is, you're never lonely when you have a certain level of contentment with yourself. You know, I don't have my value, my sole purpose isn't to eat, sleep, breathe men. You get what I'm saying? If I find someone, that's where that word partnership comes in.
You want to be married one day?
I do, but if it doesn't happen, I'm also content with that. I really am. Like, that would be nice. That would be amazing.
You wanted a degree. You wanted a job. Probably got goals set for yourself now. Mm-hmm. If marriage is something that you want, you can't just say, oh, God is gonna bring somebody into my life. Just like you went and got that degree, just like you went and got that job, you got to do things to get a husband.
That's a two-man job, though. So if I want that, he also has to want it. If he wants other women, then he can have those other women. He won't have me.
I argue, all men want multiple women,
and they can be with them. I just won't be there for it.
Most women, majority, not all.
And there's somebody out there that can attest.
I argue the guy that you probably want. Let me ask you a question. Here we go. Let me run it down. You yes or no on these if you can. You want a guy that makes more money than you? If you had it your way.
If I had it my way, that would be the goal. But honestly,
let me keep going. Would you want a guy that's stronger than you?
You know, I'm really secretly athletic, so I mean, we can say that. But like,
yes, it's a yes, right? You want a guy that's
would be ideal, but
you want a guy that's stronger than you. Thank you. You want a guy that's more experienced than you.
In what way?
In all ways in life. He can teach you something. You can learn from him.
I feel like we both can learn from each other. So not necessarily.
For sure. But do you want a guy that's more inexperienced than you or more experienced?
All these questions would.
It's only been 3.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it seemed like the pattern that I'm seeing is like, of course, it would benefit me if the answer was yes each time.
Okay, so let me get to where I'm going.
I am willing to compromise in certain areas because, like, I'm not upset with someone
Ain't
learning from me.
Ain't nobody perfect, you saying?
That too, and I can learn from someone, and there might be a time where I might make more than you.
And you cool with that?
Yeah, as long as you're not a bum. I mean, you know, what if I make so much money and I'm just like filthy rich, but he's still making an honest living, he's still making 6 figures? Am I really going to be mad that you're not in a certain percentile?
Well, I'll just say that if a woman is making more money than the man, usually that dynamic
depends on the woman.
Turns into toxicity and not so, it usually ends.
So you feel like the person with money has more control, which is why the man should have more money so he can be in control.
Not control, it's just that majority of women, I would say, want a leader. Majority of women want someone who earns more than them and who they can come onto their program.
And that's why for me the goal is partnership, because if you have an understanding of that, then there's a chance that you really won't be fighting for control and someone being
so you don't
demanding.
Believe that somebody has to make a final decision, somebody has to wear the pants in the relationship?
Some things you just can't make a final decision on. I feel like I've actually heard a man say this too, if you really want to talk from that standpoint, but there's things that you come together as, and there's some things that as an individual that you're just like, I can't sit for that. And I feel like it's going to be like that on both ends though. Like, I won't be able to sit for you cheating. So that's me putting my foot down and leaving. See how that works? I just wanted to throw that in there. That's not necessarily an example,
so just hypothetically, if every male cheats, You would be single? You would die
I would be single. I would die single. Have you seen the foster care system? It's a lot of kids to adopt if I want a family that bad. And then plus things that changed recently also, you know, they're going to need a lot of help. So if anyone is considering adopting, they should.
Okay, so if the grid just broke down, boom, we in straight pitch black, we back to growing food. You don't think you're going to need a man?
I have a green thumb.
What that mean?
I have a lot of plants.
Okay.
I actually want to garden.
So if we back everybody's going for their own, we got people out here taking from people to survive, you don't think you need a man?
You know, I just feel like this point's not going to help because you talk about like, we got to go back to hunting and stuff.
I'm just saying, maybe,
I don't eat meat either.
Hey,
so
God forbid, maybe it was a solar flash and it just knocked out our grids.
Okay.
For months.
I would be
You
scared.
don't think you need a man?
No.
And give her the mic.
I don't have one now.
No. You do not need a man. I was raised by a single woman. The grid has been knocked out. Guess what? Guess who was taking care of me? My single mother mom, doing her job of helping her 3 kids. Fuck a man. What can a man do that my mama cannot? That's what I want to know. Like, can't nobody prove anything? My mom did not have anybody to do something. You know, she's a widow. So, I mean, she did have a husband, but does not. So is it on her that she doesn't have a man to take care of the things that could be taken care of? Fuck no. She's a strong black woman, and I'm so proud to say that I'm raised by a strong individual black woman who does not need a man to do anything. She owns her house without a man. She pays her bills without a man. She raised her kids without a man. Sure, we can have Bob the Builder over here helping do something. Guess what? He's not going to be her husband. If she wants a husband, my mom is so her individual self. She doesn't need anybody for anything. So I just feel like, why would I? I look after her, and I look up to her so much because it inspires me. Because why do I need a man? If I want a man, sure, I'm going to go get a man. But do I need him? No.
Let's talk about this word need. What you think about this? Guys want their woman to need them.
Sure, when I need them, when I want them. When I want them and when I need them. That's just a point, period.
I had to learn that, honestly.
You have to learn what she said or what I said?
What you said. I believe in independency and I was raised that way, but I definitely seen that when dating, men do want to feel needed, but at the same time, I'm not going to act like you are if you're like dead weight. So as long as you're like actually doing something, that's fine with me. And it's not necessarily finance, but like if you're here, not causing me any drama, any stress, and you're lifting weight off my shoulder where you can, whether it be like, I don't know, something small, whatever, I don't know. You know, I had a bad day or something, you did something nice, whatever. That's how you feel in that area of being needed until we like cross over to like marriage or whatever it may be, if we get there. But I definitely learned that men need to be needed or want to feel needed, I should say. Because I've been known to humble a few, if I'm being honest. So that's my growth there. But at the same time, like I said, I'm just not going to pretend though. I can't. So if you're doing what you're doing, then cool. If you're not, no. But I'll give you props where it's due. I had a problem with that in the past. You know? I graduated from believing that you're not supposed to applaud a fish for swimming. So now I show my appreciation. I say, that's it though. I'm not appreciating BS. That's all.
Okay. I like to say that again. You said you're not supposed to applaud a fish for swimming?
Yeah. Because people will sit up there and say like, that's you a man, that's what you're supposed to do. And that's entitlement, which no one has to do that. But I do believe if there's a man around, you should be doing certain things. And when you do that, thank you. Good job.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. What you got? Because I definitely want to touch on what you said.
It just reminds me of the trend that's going on TikTok right now, with, you know, mothers or girlfriends spraying their boyfriends or husbands about princess treatment and basic, bare minimum, right?
Yeah.
I'm not applauding you for bare minimum. I might not even applaud you for princess treatment, but I'm gonna be very, very, very grateful for that princess treatment.
I mean, that's the standard.
It's a standard.
What
right?
you mean for a guy to treat you like a princess?
Like princess treatment.
Go into that.
Essentially, it's an argument of.
Wait.
I'm sorry, just to explain it for you.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, it's just the argument of what is considered bare minimum, what is considered princess treatment. For which I may consider you opening the door for me as bare minimum, but another man might be like, that's princess treatment, and I'm just like, no, you're supposed to always open my doors. And then that's where like the trend is like they're teaching their son like opening the door, and he's like bare minimum, and then they get sprayed like, no, that's princess treatment, or whatever, vice versa.
All right.
So that's what that is.
All right.
So asking your honest response to whether or not something is princess treatment or bare minimum. I like it. They just spray the face.
I know, right? It's so cool.
What they spraying them in the face with?
It's like
Water, just a water hose.
Yeah,
I feel like we need to be asking him these questions.
Oh, we should do
Like
that.
that, honestly, because
Okay.
oh
Okay. Well, it's gonna probably chop down to about 45.
yeah, yeah.
We probably got about 15.
I asked you, did you want to come up here?
You come on. I'm probably gonna address it now though.
I roll.
I'm probably gonna address it now. Yeah, you want to be? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It was the spraying thing, the kneading. It was the kneading
your
thing we were
question,
just talking about.
Did you ask all your questions? Because you should use that for that time.
Hey, and another thing too, shit, since you're doing this, and then y'all
Get on camera.
But you need to keep out on the comments. So motherfuckers might disagree or something. That's all I'm thinking about.
So what you doing? Keep eye on the comments. Eli, what you doing?
I think we only live on Instagram, not YouTube.
But that's what I'm saying.
Next time we could be live.
You might be next to
I follow the debate. It's on live. So what I'm saying is boom. If I was sitting over here and I didn't agree with something that was said, I could have put it in the chat.
Why didn't you?
And then boom, with that being said, somebody could have articulated that to y'all and y'all have interaction now with the chat. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
Probably have somebody that runs.
Should have been You should have been sitting over there doing that.
If you read the comments and that. So that's something nice to have.
Any comments?
Okay. I was trying to get something to react to. But it was something I wanted to say to what you had said, though.
And another thing too, like if it's going on live too, how the live set up like it's an actual shoot. Don't have the cameras and other shit in there neither. Don't have the shit set up like it's need to be on point.
Right.
I think we had it wasn't nothing in there, was it? You off live? Oh.
Are you here?
How many people did we get? No shit.
Maybe like 1, 2.
Damn.
It'll be like people like come in but then jump out.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
That's actually a great concept. Like shit like this, like you have live real time interaction. Like shit, boom, now we can have people like we go back and forth, we get a conversation spark or something. Then boom, that can also bring traffic. Like boom, we actually like this as a comment. Like
Also,
come
next
join
time,
us in person.
You should probably add the people.
Let's do it next Saturday. We got it every Saturday, bro.
Sitting
You should
here.
also add the people that's
Real.
doing it.
I swear. If we do live, we're exposed to group chat. I mean, they can pay you like through the, you know what I'm talking about? If we live. Oh, you got to be monetized to do that?
You mean like tips and shit?
Yeah. Like you got to be monetized to get the tips.
Don't you get paid on TikTok? Right?
Yeah, you gotta have enough like followers and stuff to
You gotta
get
get
paid.
on
And
Okay.
viewers.
Dang, I was trying to find something better than this, but
I'll get your social after this and stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So the people, whoever you have on your show, you should definitely tag them in the live
We
too.
do on the YouTube for sure.
Yeah,
On the video.
because you can bring, they might have followers of that. Would bring
People
to
that's
you.
our age and everything, they mostly gonna be on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and then so I mean,
Watch this. God has given.
Sources there where we can actually have that traffic come to our YouTube.
bruh, let's do it, bro. I'm with all of that. Okay.
I have a question for you. Can I talk to you right now, since you still look for the video? What was, I see your reaction to one of the things that he said. Which one was it? And I want to know your
I was agreeing to disagree with all y'all points. All y'all made-
What, is it some decent content so far?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It was
Controversial.
Y'all had some good points. I just can't remember.
Yeah, let's get the good point. Let's cut out the bullshit.
He said, I don't forget.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, so we still going though?
Yeah.
Because I just want to say something towards Your last statement. And it's just that, of course we all know if you was brought up in a two-parent household is, of course, what you want to strive for, what you want to have. We all know that, the kids probably going to grow up best if they have both in-house mom, in-house dad. Is all I want to say to that. That's really all I want to say to that. Okay.
So a statement?
Yeah, because...
I like to say there was a question on that.
No, okay. So here the last thing. So we about to react to this video. Okay? And I send you the video.
I learned a lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are, at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die, and all our dreams come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, it's just not enough, is it?
That's not funny.
I was just waiting for more.
Well, that was kind of his point.
It's just...
What you say? What?
Get it? Hold on, let's go back.
No, not that.
My bad.
Never age, we'll never die.
Here you go, listen,
all our
listen, watch
dreams
this.
come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, it's just not enough, is it?
I think, of course, it's Joe Budden. They speak to
You
me.
get what he's saying?
Y'all keep missing Joe Mark.
Okay. He said, you get it?
You gotta go back some more.
Okay, yeah.
I'm so
And that
sorry
was
for
kind of a difficult one, but I tried to find some. I usually say better ones than that.
That kind of is the point.
Yeah. So basically he's saying women are hypergamous. Like he gave y'all all this stuff, everything, abundance, and she was like, still not enough. I'm gonna eat the apple from the tree. You know what I'm saying?
So that story is essentially about temptation, right? Right. So this brings me to
Or the woman's nature.
Okay. Also, sure, let's play that. So then I'm going to give you a parallel and an example that you used about a married man going to the club, meeting a woman, and cheating. And in that moment, the married man is Eve, and the apple is the mistress. So you can sit up there and say that, but after watching that video, I believe that story kind of leads into temptation, and tell me if I'm wrong, but Adam and Eve, our dude's point was that the girl ate the apple and the woman still wanted more. And bringing you back to your original point where you said that a married man goes to a club, sleeps with the woman, cheating, a mistress, and in that, what was I saying? In that comparison, I would say that the man is Eve and the apple is the mistress. So for you to say, or for him to say that, that's a woman's nature and that's just how women are, we can say the same thing. And honestly, that just boils down to someone's character,
Okay. Well,
that's all it is. I mean, I have nothing more to say. We can sit up there and be like, oh, women are like this, boo women. But it's like in the same breath, men have their moments where they do that too. And I'm not going to say all men, certain men.
but would have to say to that, like, is it the same? It's not the same though. We would have to.
It's worse. I mean, I
Make
could
up
say
a
it's
whole
the worst,
different
but I shouldn't say it's worse.
Metaphor. Is that a metaphor? But yeah, like a metaphor for that. Because it's not the same. Like if a guy
But
go
the
out,
story itself,
cheat,
you have to
girl go
understand
out.
that is a story telling you about how, like,
I get what you're saying. How
you
trying
have
to
all
pull
of this stuff here, and yet you're still looking outwardly, or you're going against the grain, against something else that you shouldn't have. And I can sit up there and make a comparison to the relationship point that you made originally. So, I mean, like, yeah, we can sit up there and talk about that's just how women are, but in today's world right now, because I'm not Eve, I can sit up there and find a comparison for men too. So what point are we really making? That's how I feel.
At the end of the day, the point that I'm making is, if a guy is a certain way, if men are a certain way,
Sorry.
a lot of women are, a lot more women are dying by themselves now.
They're not happy.
By themselves, you think they happy dying by themselves?
Depends on the woman. Like, sure.
I argue there ain't nobody happy
Why
dying
you
by
gotta say
themselves.
that? I think there's enough statistics to say there's many a men dying by themselves. We can't just say women are dying by themselves.
I
Well-
think you're right, because the divorce rate he was talking about.
The divorce rate, them
But-
niggas is
But
lonely.
guess what? but guess what? Who is easier to replace, the man or the woman?
A nigga's easy to replace.
Quality over quantity.
But it depends. Like, is the man a top 20% man? Because here we go, y'all. Some men are rare.
Who says that every woman wants a top 20%? Shit, I
Y'all?
don't want. Who said that? Who said that?
Women in general say that. Because guess what?
I'm not a normal woman.
Okay, here we go. Watch this. Let's break it down. How much money you want? Your ideal guy. How much money you want him to make?
Okay, well,
Do you want him to have kids? Your ideal guy. You want him
Oh.
to come to you with kids?
my person, I want to have those kids together. I
bet.
personally
So
don't want you to have
don't want him to
kids.
come with kids. How much money do you want him to make
We're talking about
per
annually?
year? Yes. Throw a number. Bare minimum. Throw a number.
Okay, bare.
To support you and the kids and have a family, how much you need to make?
Kids with an S.
How many
We
kids
gotta
you
be
want?
over. We gotta be over 100,000.
100,000. Okay.
But if they don't make that much,
Okay.
that's okay.
Okay. How tall you want them to be?
Taller than me,
So how tall are you?
I'm 5'4", but
So you'll
they
take
can't
them
be
5'5"?
5'5". No,
So how tall you need to be?
above 5'9" at least. I need
Okay,
to
above
tilt my head.
Above 5'9". Okay, let me stop you right there. That's enough to go off of. So here we go. What you just explained, whether you believe it or not, is a top 10%. Do you want him to be black?
Don't matter.
Okay, he's still a top 20% guy. Do you know, let me just throw out this ratio. Do you know that only 15 to 10% of men make over $100,000?
Sucks for them. There's somebody out there for me though.
Where do these gentlemen hang out? Where are you finding these gentlemen at? You running across these gentlemen?
Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm not married yet. If y'all out there, let me know.
Okay, so it's not so easy.
It's not. No.
It's not so. So
No.
yeah, so you got to put some work. What I'm saying is you got to put some. Don't think you don't got to put no work in. If you want a husband, especially a specific kind of husband or man, you definitely got to put your work in. You got to present yourself to where you want. If you threw 100 guys, lined them up, you threw them $1 million each, a Lambo each, a big ass house each, and a blue check mark on
Wait,
social media.
Are you
each.
saying that's what they have or they're coming with?
Yep, that's what
Okay.
you just threw them that.
Wait, like I gave them that?
Like they just it dropped out of. They got a genie. He granted them these things.
so
100 men.
so he
Let
won
me
the
break it down.
lottery.
Oh, I mean,
100 of these men won
or
the
his
lottery.
business took off.
Okay.
His invention took off. He got a big time job. Any of those things,
Okay.
whatever
and
happened.
what about them?
These 100 men, who they gonna go for? They are now set. They now are looking for a companion. Who do you think they going for?
That's their personal standards. They can either want someone they want
The
easy.
majority of them, the majority of these men that just came into wealth, what type of women do you think they gonna go for?
They can exactly.
They can be from 30, they can be from 28 to 48.
So they can either be in their prime, ready to
The
go
question
out and
is-
whore, or they can be ready to settle down. That's up to them.
The question
purely.
is, what type of women will these men go for?
All
What
of them.
age group, what look, what value would they want them to
If
bring?
we're speaking about purely money and what they have, somebody who is materialistic, that's who they're gonna find. Yes.
Well, I mean,
Why? You're mentioning Lambos, house. They just want
Yeah, they
money.
just say
What women
somebody
are
just
they?
came into-
What women are they gonna
what
go
women
for?
would they choose to
The
sell?
woman that's gonna
That
be
they want
attracted
as
to
a
them
wife.
are materialistic. Okay, if they went as a wife,
Yeah, that they're ready for. Like, not to have fun. I'm sorry, let me break it down some more because I'll give you. These men came into money, they came into success. Now they're ready to settle down. They want a wife. What woman are they gonna go for?
Now you're confused.
Now I'm confusing you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
this is
like,
what I'm
I
saying.
thought you were about to say somebody wants somebody that's young and looks nice and does X, Y, and Z, but now you're saying a wife. So like, are we talking physical or are we talking like characteristics and attributes?
So I'm saying, I'm bringing a hypothetical. I'm arguing 100 men. If you all gave them $1 million and they were all successful, just like that overnight, the next day, if they wanted to be married, say they want to be married, the type of women that they will go for is
I feel
younger,
like, okay, yeah, go ahead.
beautiful,
Physical.
in shape.
Physical attributes.
Well, we can talk about the physical. Younger, in shape, beautiful. And then we can talk about inside. Peaceful, feminine, cooperative.
At that point, they don't care about people.
Like, I'm hearing Keisha.
How you hearing Keisha?
I'm not just hearing Keisha. I'm sorry. What I'm going to say, Keisha Marie, Becky, Shacole, Nicole. I'm hearing a multitude of women.
People from our community?
No. I'm just talking about, I'm hearing a variety of women they choose to choose. Like, I honestly,
You're hearing
this is
a specific woman.
I'm hearing
Because
a guy could want a wife a stripper, right? Boom. That's not the ideal woman.
So
right?
you think that these men that just came into success would want a wife a stripper? They're gonna be looking for something.
She could be an ex-stripper.
The opposite of.
She could be an ex-stripper. She could just have her values
If
together.
they're looking
now.
to get something to marry. Now, if they went into all that money, they just looking to have fun. Of course, they want a chick, a hoe. But if they
a
looking
nigga
to
will marry a bum.
Exactly, but
So-
y'all won't.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So you ask what a guy is looking for. He could be looking for X, Y, and Z.
But
it don't
what
matter.
you think is a bum is what we value. A beautiful woman working at McDonald's is high value to us. If she's feminine, supportive.
I've heard my friends say that too.
Come on, look.
That's what I was saying.
I gotta break it to you.
Yeah.
We gotta know this. We gotta know
I
this.
also believe it depends on the man.
Yeah. He could work at McDonald's too.
But
Men are so simple. We're damn near all the same.
I mean,
we all want the same
I can
thing.
see that if you generally had the money, if you had all the money in the world, you don't master the woman down because it doesn't matter at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And she can just be cute and sit there and look pretty. Which
But be
ideally,
a support. Be an assistant.
be a yes man. Yes woman.
Is that what men want?
That's what you want.
No, I'm talking about majority of men. But I'm a man, so yeah.
Yeah. It
But
depends.
that's what majority of men want, though.
You know, I hear it. That's all I can say. I don't agree with it all the time. It depends, but I hear it.
Okay. Yes, I want to thank the guests for coming on. Everybody go to Raw Vision Media and check it out. Everybody go to smokegrip.com. Get you a smoke grip. Use SmokeGrip40 as a promo code. Everybody go to Kindle the Flames on YouTube and Kindle the Flames 1.0 on Instagram. And subscribe, like, throw in some comments. Let us know what you want to talk about next time. I'm your host, Cassius. I'll see you next time. Kindle the Flames Conversation. Candlelit Conversations. Out.
That was good.